What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the Miami Tech Dynasty mode here in NCAA 14. It's technically the third episode, but it's really the first episode as we've done just a lot of the housekeeping, setting up the team. Whereas today, I'm going to be focusing on the recruiting, and we also, because we have a week 1 bye, that's more so we're focusing on recruiting. But we have our week 2 game, our season opener, our school opener, the first game in school history that we're going to get to today. But I want to start off by looking at our recruiting. I mean, we've already broke down the roster here. You guys have met a lot of the big-time players that we're going to be relying on here in year 1. We introduced you to Julius Irvin at wide receiver. You saw T.C. Rich, maybe the safety net of all safety nets in Rudy Carlson coming from the German Football League. And on the defensive side of the ball, Wilkerson. Jovan Wilkerson maybe has the only chance on this roster, I think. That's wishful thinking of being able to be the first Miami Tech player drafted in the NFL. So we're very interested to see what he can do. The very, very powerful type player. But with that week 1 bye, we kind of can focus a lot more on our recruiting and how we want everything to lay out here, which is good. That's exactly what you want. I have added some real prospects. This is where I'm looking for some of you guys, NCAA veterans out there. Anyone know the exact number of custom recruits you can make? I've heard 25, 30, 15 somewhere. I usually try to keep between 15 and 20. I'm going to try for as many years as I can to use like the top 10, top 15 real recruits. As you can see, Ryan Breezy here at D tackle. We also have Chris Tyree, the #1 running back in the nation. I'll show you the other guys that we have. Darnell Washington at tight end is a real player. I always want to try and keep some sort of realism to things, just so familiarity. Because what if someone might see me? It's not good. We're probably not gonna happen. What if we get Darnell Washington, a real player, and we get him on our team and play with him, and then eventually he goes to the NFL? You go, oh, I remember when C4 played with him. That guy, that's awesome. Just that journey. It's a real player, like all that stuff. I want that in this series. So for the next 2-3 years, we're gonna be able to use some of the top high school recruits. Other players that I did include at corner. We want the #1 corner in real life, and that is Keely Ringo. Somehow, Miami Tech only graded him out as a 3-star recruit, even though a lot of schools have him as a 5-star. Middle linebacker, we have Noah Sewell, who's the brother of Pinay Sewell, who might be the best tackle in football at Oregon. We got Justin Flo, middle linebacker. Again, both these guys kind of graded out generally as a 5-star, and I guess Miami Tech only has him as 4. Outside linebacker, we have Savell Smalls. Again, another 5-star that we only graded out as a 4-star. Brian Breeze at D tackle. Defensive end, we have Miles Murphy and Jordan Birch, who, as you can see, actually have interest in Miami Tech. Those would be 2 huge gets. Almost consensus 5-stars. We have them as 4-stars. On the offensive line, we use the top tackle and Paris Johnson. Might be, pretty much a shoe-in to go to Ohio State, but you never know. We might want to be tempted there. As I showed you, we used Darnell Washington at wide receiver, the #1 wide receiver on most people's boards. Miami Tech's only giving him a 4-star. Julian Fleming out of Pennsylvania. That's a little bit surprising. That is definitely a little bit surprising. And at running back, I told you we got Chris Tyree, maybe the most explosive player coming out of high school. And at quarterback, again, another discrepancy between the consensus and what we have. Ukulele, almost consensus across the board, 5-star. A lot of teams in love with that 6'5", 250-pound frame. We only graded him out as a 4-star recruit. So looking at our draft board, as you can see from the top, we have our full 35 filled out. Here's kind of how it's going to shape up. At quarterback, we are looking at a 4-star here, Joel Thomas. Different style of player. We have Julius Irvin right now. More of a scrambler. Well, definitely more of a scrambler. He's more of a pocket passer, and he's not big. It's weird to get a pocket passer that is not your traditional, like, 6'3", 6'4 plus. So he's, maybe a little bit of a miscast, a little outcast, and that's why we might have a chance at actually getting a 4-star QB. At running back, we got a 4-star here, William Alford out of Texas. More of like a well-rounded back, as you can see with that 4.58, not a burner. Eaton, though, a little bit faster, so if we're going to recruit 2 running backs, might as well get 2 that can complement each other. But, hey, I love the fact that you're already seeing this. Some 4-stars, some 3-stars already have Miami Tech as their first most interested school, which is great for a year 1 program. I know we have a lot of the, the financial backing. There is a lot of appeal to jump on the ship right now for Miami Tech. Of course, with the appointment of Tom Savage on top of everything. They got great recruiters, so we're going to be able to get some of these guys. It's not going to be your traditional cupcake recruiting year 1, year 2, even though we're not going to be able to make, gigantic splashes. We do a fullback. I think it was just a 2-star, just because, why not try to improve? But here's the big fish. Lee Warren The number 9 ranked prospect, 5-star, currently has us as his number 1 school. 4.38 speed, 6'1", a $180. This would be huge, not only for what he would bring on the field, but for a reputation. If we could somehow steal a 5-star recruit, it's going to be incredibly difficult. He only has a 12% lock rate, which means it's completely going to be the wild, wild west trying to recruit him. But he's going to be our top priority, not even so much because of, like I said, what he's going to bring on the field, which would be amazing, but for the reputation, knowing that in our first year, we have the staff, the system, and everything in place to land a big fish like this. A top 10 recruit is going to be huge for this franchise going forward. We have another top recruit here, 4-star Justin Mitchell, another speedster, 4.40 speed, 6'1". We can get both these guys, man. That is going to be huge for our squad. At tight end, we're just going for one right now, is Johnny Jones. You know what it is. He's not overly amazing. Second recruit. We don't need a tight end. When we look at tackle, a couple tackles here, Jordan Young and Anthony Fenner. We have a 4-star that's currently, kind of interested in Ryan Tremblay. 6'8". I love that size. So it'll be nice if we can eventually overpass the U. Look, this is Florida. We're in the mix with Florida State, the U. This is almost, obviously, again, another outstanding prospect, would probably be one of our best offensive linemen. But what this would mean if we could just get him away from the other Florida schools would be huge for this program. At guard here, we got a couple 3-stars, Victor Logan, Greg Harris, Shane Petty, and we got another 4-star, has us at our second school, in Dante Marquardt from North Carolina, 75. That'd be a huge get. I definitely want to improve this offensive line. Here's where it's weird. We got a lot of centers. Desi Davis, Doug Carter, and Ray Bell. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of flexibility. Davis here, 6'5". He can probably play everywhere on the offensive line. Carter's more pigeonholed as a center, but you look at Ray Bell, 6'3", 280. He could also be a guard. So the fact that you have all first interest, that's pretty important for us. It means a lot. Defensively, we got some nice little DNs here. Marcus Pollard, we got a 4-star. We got James Berg, Trevor Cunningham. Defense needs the most work, I think. We got Keith Greco, a nice 4-star. Jason Rucker, a 3-star. Pope is a 4-star. We're currently sitting at number 3. Might be too far gone, but look at that, man. Right now projected 80 overall, 4.6 speed. I mean, that guy maybe had to move to defensive end or something like that, but, it's, again, a top recruit we got to keep an eye on. Jeremy Johnson and Cantwell at linebacker. Inside, we didn't really have a lot of inside linebackers, so I'm not overly worried. Looking at what we have right now, Cantrell maybe more built like an inside linebacker, whereas Johnson could be, left or right outside. Looking at the secondary, I wanted to get good in the secondary. There's just not a lot here. We have a JUCO, Javon Gold. I mean, hell yeah. Give me all the JUCO recruits right now, year 1, year 2. He looks pretty damn good for a 3-star, and we are first interest. We have a 4-star that we're number 2 on in Curtis Mullins. Might have to put top priority on him as well. Great speed, 4.38. Great size. Really a prototypical Penn State corner, if we're going to be honest. So we are coupled there with a couple big-time schools. It's going to be difficult to get him to commit. When we look at the safeties, I actually don't think there was any safeties outside of Brett Wright that really had any interest here. Again, decent athlete, great size, 6'3", 200 pounds. For special teamers, we're good. Some athletes, we got a 4-star here, Johnny Pittman, that we're second on behind Nebraska. A couple 4-stars that we're first. Martin Washington, Ray Ingram, Ben Allen. No idea what positions are going to play until we start scouting them. But generally speaking, man, this is an outstanding year 1 draft board for Miami Tech. As expected, we got a 5-star, a couple 4-stars. Obviously, things are going to change. I firmly believe that when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, you're going to be able to at least cut this in half, if not more. But I'm going to say if we can prioritize Lee Warren first and foremost, very interested in what Martin Washington can be. I feel like if he can emerge as a quarterback, that could be really, really big for us. Generally speaking, though, I mean, we got some offensive line needs to be big. I think we can land all of our 4-star linemen, which is really, we have 2 centers, but we'll have to, Davis can be maybe a tackle, and Carter's more so a center. That's also going to be big because our offensive line and secondary need the biggest help. So that is our recruiting board. Let's get into the regular season. Week 2 is here, D-Day, UAB, a team that we turned down to go to Miami Tech. It's going to be a little bit of a revenge game, but it's going to be a winnable game. They lost their opening game of the season. They have no idea. There's no scouting on any of our teams, so we're coming in. We have all the power. They have no idea we're going to run. Look at our recruiting quick update before we get into things. We've shaved off a couple prospects. There's a couple more disappointing returns so far because we're not going to be able to get in, a pissing contest some of these biggest schools. So Curtis Mullins, we're way off the mark right now. I mean, we all knew right away he was a Penn State style corner, long rangy guy. We could definitely use those 200 points elsewhere. Gold, we're falling behind Florida Atlantic, so I kind of want to bump that up. We'll bump that up to 400. Our linebackers are looking pretty good. I like the leads. Usually, as long as we have at least 300, I'm not gonna up the rating a little bit. But you can look here, both D tackles. I mean, we don't desperately need a D tackle, but I mean, some of these players are shaping up fairly well for us. Desi Davis, we got the lead on over 200 points. You'll get guard. We're gonna have to lose out on Marquardt again. Virginia Tech, South Carolina, just a little too much, and that 360 can be better spent definitely elsewhere here. Look at the rest. Greg Harris, we're leading on him. We have Petty and Logan. Maybe we'll knock Logan up to go 125. Petty will keep him. Maybe we'll bump him up to 75 because I just need some bodies. Give me some bodies on the offensive line. Our tackles are looking good. Jordan Young, we're edging out West Virginia there by 50. Tremblay looks pretty damn good. Wide receivers, we're kind of going off on them right now, but you never know in any given week. There could be a huge bid swooping in. Quarterback, Joel Thomas, I mean, we don't necessarily need a quarterback. I think Irvin can be our guy. So I definitely think, generally speaking, we look pretty good. We're in great shape right now. We'll make sure, because tackles are our top priority, as well as corner. We'll up that up to 425. We're looking good, man. So far, so good. A couple disappointment plays. We're not going to get everyone, but I'm happy with where we're at as we get ready for UAB. Looking at the preview between the two teams, edge to UAB in every category, but we're not getting blown out the water. I trust that our schemes will be able to overcompensate the slight difference in talent and ability. Looking at our team, and we have no stats yet, but Wilkerson, Rich, and we actually have Lou McQueen making our top players. That's a little bit surprising, especially over maybe the tight end, but I mean, that's usually highest overall. Looking at what UAB did week 1, they have Marino at defensive end. He had a tackle for loss, a forced fumble. The biggest playmaker, the number one player you need to stop on UAB is Spencer Brown, the running back. 124 yards, 150 yards from scrimmage. Stop him. The head will follow, and we'll get away with a dub. There he is. Target number 1, public enemy number 1. We stop him. We're going to win this game. Oh, there we go. Huge tackle for loss. Tyler Johnson, a quarterback that likes to keep the ball. He's turnover prone, but Wilkerson, disrespectful. What an opening play in front of the home fans here in Miami. Here we go. There we go. 3 and out. A 3 and out to start the first drive in school history. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus. Oh, he's wide open. TC Rich, that was a terrible throw. Gain of 7. But if Irvin had better timing on that, that could have been a touchdown. 3rd and 2, we're going to use a little bit of power. Now, our running back here, Bostic, not really a power guy. I think he's like 205. So we're going to have to hope we can make some guys miss. And we do not. 0 yards. We got to play smart. We need to win this one. We'll punt it. And by I say we'll punt it out of nowhere. Trusting the coaching of Tom Savage. He wants to go for it. C4 special. Okay, I like the confidence. We're at midfield. Oh, wow. Don't think we're going to be able to run a whole lot of C4 special, especially on 4th down with the offensive line we have in place. That is a bad turnover on downs. Too aggressive from Tom Savage. Big 3rd and 7 for the Miami Tech defense. UAB looking to score. Again, Brown, got to be the guy we eye in on here. They give him the ball. They don't trust the quarterback. It makes sense. Spencer Brown's probably the only NFL caliber player on that UAB roster. Big TFL from Dwayne East, and we hold him to a field goal attempt, I think. You never know, man. It's college football. Sometimes they go for it. No, they'll be conservative. Kick the 3. Oh, nice. Our tight end got across the middle. Rudy Carlson, big 16-yard reception. Get used to that. That is a connection you're going to see all year long. On a dart, too, between the linebackers. Oh, yeah. Chain mover. Rudy Carlson yet again, 19 yards back to back. 3rd and 5 for Miami Tech. Rich, obviously, you want to look for him. Northcutt, our slot wide receiver, big body type guy. We're going to scramble. We're going to scramble. You want your quarterback to look downfield to complete the pass, but when you got an athlete like Julius Ervin, he can bail out bad decision-making by taking off with his feet and getting the first down. 3rd and 8, we got Rich trying to run a corner post. I don't know what the success rate is that going to be. I think Northcutt might be our best option here at moving the chains. If we can read it past the linebacker, but we cannot. Ervin with a bad throw, throwing it way too far behind. Under short. Oh, that looked like we're trying to complete a pass to 22 on UAB. After the pick, we force a 3-and-out. Very poor execution from UAB. We got the punt return here. Okay, field position. A big 3rd and 10 for the Miami offense here. Carlson, almost always going to be our first read. That is our safety net. I don't know. We're going to have to try check down to the running back here. See if we can get close to field goal range to tie this up. Maybe we go 4-down territory. Not exactly sure what kind of leg we're working with. 54 yards. It burned us last time going for it. Oh, man. Let's go for it. Screw it. Again, it's the same position. You went for it last time. Why wouldn't you go for it this time? We got Carlson going across the middle of the field. Should be good. Scramble if we have to. Oh, scramble if we need to. Oh, William Bostic finds a hole. Offensive line does their part. Gain of 15 yards, and for the first time, the Vice are in the red zone. A wide open B. Rich is in. TC Rich, wide open, blown coverage from UAB. Almost didn't see him. Took forever to get through his progression. Julius Ervin, pocket quarterback, not his strength. Gets jacked up by 22. I think that's the dude that picked him out the first time, but still able to have that wasn't even a duck. To have a pass with that much velocity to get there. That looks racist. I'm pretty sure that's racist. Black face. Oh no, black body. Oh yeah, get some, baby. On 3rd and a mile, we get the sack. I don't even know who that is coming in. Number 1, Jackson. Oh, that's huge. I think that's a safety. Safety blitz. Could have been corner blitz. Okay, halftime, 7-3. Pretty boring. It's not even, it's like a third full of this pop-up stadium I can only imagine is on the campus of Miami Tech. But we're up 7-3. Oh, we get a couple blocks. We get a couple blocks. Okay, he stepped out. He's going to get tackled. Either way, that is huge. Birdie's already fumbled 2 punt returns. The run game is not working out right now for us. Just averaging, 2.2, I think, yards per carry. But it's adding a balance to the offense. Now we're in the red zone. Northcutt gets open across the middle. Peter Northcutt, 13 yards. Say what you want about Julius Ervin between the 20s, but you get this man in the red zone, and he is firing on all cylinders right now. And with how UAB's been playing, how we've been shutting down Spencer Brown, 14 points might be an insurmountable lead for UAB to catch up on. 3rd and 7, let's get off the field. Wilkerson has been dominating the line of scrimmage, living in that backfield, with Johnson being a dual threat. Let's collapse the pocket. Parham. Nice tackle, only a 5-yard gain for Grossman. If I'm UAB, I go for this, but we don't know. They're punt. What a bunch of wins. Drop. What agility on the screen pass on 3rd and long by William Bostic to move the chains. Our first, what does that say? Fourth 3rd down conversion of the game. Biggest difference right now. UAB cannot sustain drives, whereas Miami Tech, one of the best in the biz. Come on, Bostic. Let's punch this in. 2nd and goal. Oh, there we go. Get the edge. Edge was set. Very nice touchdown run, Ramon Bostic. What a balanced offense. Coming from pink slips. I thought we'd throw the ball 45 times a game. But it's to complement each other. The red zone, the passing, the play action. It's looking good, man. Miami 21, UAB 3. Oh, Northcutt's wide open. Downfield brings the reception at the 50-yard line. Again, is our offense this much better than UAB's defense? It's probably pretty close, but they are sucking ass out there. Those guys are exhausted. Oh, that's just not a good throw. Julius. Oh, there's another sack. Another sack. Great job, DBs. I'm starting to think maybe it's not all. That's Cannon's second one. Maybe it's not all just the D-line pressure. This guy's holding on the ball forever. The DB's doing their job. A lot of coverage sacks. Oh, no. Come on, defense. I want the shutout! Terrible tackling. They shut off. They shut off. The game was over. They shut off. We gotta correct that shit during the week. All right, they're going onside. They have a little bit of a pulse here. I'm not worried. We should be able to recover this. Our special teams has been very good today. John Paul Bradford gets destroyed, but recovers the football for Miami. Oh, too much speed. Too much speed. This defense too tired. The run, like, again, that's the easiest way to say is the first 3 quarters, we could not run the ball. Averaged like 2 yards per carry. But since then, it has been the Bostic show picking on these tired Blazer defenders. And there you have it. In the first game against one of the teams that were trying to go all in to get Savage You, Savage God, Tom Savage, the UAB Blazers. Enough so that they were salty enough that he chose Miami Tech, that they would schedule him in his first game. We get the job done. Ramon Bostic, 106 yards, a touchdown. Did a little bit in the receiving game. Lots we have to clean up. But overall, this defense deserved this win. The offense did what they had to do, some turnovers. But the fact that this defense, we went up against a really, really good running back in Spencer Brown. I don't even think he had 30 yards. They could not complete it past to the last driver. It was garbage time. And I guess we did take our foot off the gas, which is really disappointing. Gotta clean that up. But generally speaking, there's gonna be hiccups in your first ever game. Your first ever organized, real NCAA game. And the fact that we were able to come, when all said and done, with a victory is huge. Absolutely huge here for the Miami Tech Vice. Looking at the box score for Miami, Julius Erving was, again, a lot to work on. 62% completion percentage, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Gotta clean that up though, man. His pocket awareness, not good, but when you get him moving out of the pocket, this guy from Alabama can make a bunch of plays. Running the ball, Bostic got it going. We had 2.2 yards per carry, like I said, in the first 3 quarters. And then turned it up in the fourth quarter. Running the ball against a very tired Alabama Birmingham defense. He gets the game ball. Bostic 4 catches. Carlson 4 catches, 48 yards. We had 57 yards and a touchdown for Peter Northcutt. Rich had a touchdown as well. On the defensive side of things, 8 tackles. Middle linebacker Benny Vasher as well as a TFL. We got 2 TFLs, 2 sacks from Quincy Cannon. We got another sack from Bradley and Parham. No interceptions to speak of. Had a couple drops that I would have liked to see be actual turnovers. But generally speaking, there's you have to really sit through a lot of tape to find some negatives with this Miami defense. Because look at this. Going up against UAB, look what we did to their quarterback. Quarterback, outside of the 1 garbage time touchdown, did nothing. 50% completion. But the big dog, Spencer Brown, 9 carries, 15 yards, 1.6 yards per carry. That is simply outstanding from this defense. Congratulations, Pac-Man Jones. You have one of the best defensive debuts I have ever seen in college football. So that is a huge win, and that will wrap up the episode for today. Thank you for tuning in to the NCAA 14 series of the Miami Tech Vice by way of the Tom Savage God. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. And until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.
Yeah. Money I'm spending, I'm out and I'm shopping. You talking that shit, well you talking to talking. Look at my options, look at me dropping. Ass in the game, like who are you stopping? Not me, I never